Today we are meeting with Pharrell from NERD. So, hey Pharrell, what's up?
I'm good, just trying to unravel this thing.
So you've got some tangling issues here?
Yeah, all good. What's up?
I'm curious about the new album because I know that in a lot of the earlier albums, well, a lot, there's 4, but specifically from In Search of To Fly or Die, there was a big progression with you guys, playing your own instruments and stuff. Are there any specific progressions that have come about for nothing?
Yeah, I feel like we were pushing the envelope in terms of like using different sounds that people don't necessarily use today.
Like what?
Just like a lot of vintage fuzzy sounds from like the early 60s, well, the late 60s, early 70s, and just a lot of EQing and, sonically it was somewhere else. And a lot of the chord progressions and like, the bass lines that we had were just kind of like next level.
Okay.
So, I mean, this is the music that I want to hear in like the Double RL shop or like, skate shop or like Urban Outfitters, or like there's a couple of songs that you could actually hear in Vicky's Secret. Like, I wanted to make music for like lifestyle this time versus just competing for the charts. I just wanted to make stuff for like lifestyle.
Okay. I noticed in this album there seems to be a lot of natural imagery in the lyrics. What's your connection to nature that brings in that kind of imagery? Make your storm turn sky blue.
We have such a hip hop like base, you know what I'm saying? So like we love diversifying hip hop as much as we can. NERD at the end of the day is kind of like a punk hip hop band. We're rooted in hip hop, but we do some of everything. So I thought let's make the first sampleable, that's not a word, but you guys know what I'm saying, like first sample-friendly hip-hop album where it sounds like something that you sample from like old records or whatever, but it's new.
I'm very curious about the portrayal of women in a lot of the lyrics. You really paint a picture of, it seems to me, how you must perceive women. You got lap dance, and more specifically now in the newer one, Hypnotize You, which is like some naked Jedi mind trick shit, right? According to the video. But how do you perceive women, and do you feel it is accurately coming out in your lyrics?
Well, there's a lot of answers to that. The first answer is lap dance was not about a girl at all. Lap dance was about politics. It's about politicians. But
the woman is the symbol for that, right?
No, a stripper was.
Okay.
Politicians sounds like strippers to me.
Okay.
Right? So that was, and strippers are often objectified. So, and willing to do things, willing to dance for money. Kind of like politicians. So that was my stance when I was, it was like 10 years ago. And in terms of Hypnotize You is just, it's a very generic gesture to women, not just one girl. It doesn't objectify them. It's mostly like a mind thing. If you notice, I never said let's have sex. If you notice, I never said I like your ass. If you notice, like I never said anything about a woman's like physical anatomy at all, because the whole song was mental. And I would think that like, some women like yourself would appreciate the fact that we could do something that alludes to one thing, but I'm actually only talking about one thing, which is, that song's really about a mental connection. Now, if it makes a woman feel warm inside in a delightful but like respectful way, then of course, that's great. So when I say touch a girl, I'm saying like go inside. Well, go inside here.
Okay, so you're saying that there's layers to these things, and what we hear might not necessarily be the deeper meaning behind it.
Right, and then thirdly, which you actually asked me, which was how I felt about women, and actually one of the meanings of the album title, Nothing. The first one is the fact that like we started on this huge body of work, and ended up saying to ourselves it was good but not good enough, so we wanted to make something that we felt like was timeless, so we stopped and started with nothing. Then there's like, the Big Bang. What was before the Big Bang? Nothing. And then most importantly, what are we without women? Nothing. Right? But then someone who may not be into women, like maybe into, maybe have a different sexual orientation, may say, well, I don't know about that. What do you mean? What about me? And I will say, well, you know what? How'd you get here? No matter what it is that you choose to do, it takes a woman to get here. So, nothing sort of refers to that. And my respect for women and my admiration for women is next level for me. I don't know. I think I adore women. I don't know what I would do. I can't speak for anybody else, but I don't know what I would do without women.
Okay. Well, I got one more question for you. Terry Richardson shot your album, and you've worked with him before. What's he like? How's that?
I think Terry is an artist, and most artists that are really, cutting edge and take things to the very next level, the things that make them, next level in their mentality and who they are as a character are the things that are often judged. But it is the fact that they are willing to stand forward and be who they are, and untethered by fear, which a lot of people are filled with fear. That's what makes you a great artist. If you look at Picasso, I'm sure there are certain things that he had he was very fickle about and took very stern stances on that we would judge if he was alive. So I say that to say that Terry's a real artist, much like Kanye. Like Kanye is an artist, but Kanye may say something that you may not like, but that is what you deal with when you deal with a real, true, uncontestable, pure and unadulterated, unfiltered artist. That is what I feel about Terry Richardson. And he was very kind to shoot our first album, when we virtually had no money and anything else. And, he went on to be like this super huge, great photographer that people really respect. And so we were honored. And by the way, there are certain pictures that Terry takes that I don't like, that ain't necessarily for me. But the things that I do like, I think are very compelling. Some of the things that he does are very compelling and they speak to me. And that is honestly what artists do. We don't make art that works universally for everyone. We make art that in some way, shape, or form speaks to different individuals in different ways. If you look at his Glee pictures, some people like those pictures for GQ and other people were appalled. He's a real artist.
Okay. Well, thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Nice to meet you.
No, me too. You are now watching the sounds of Hip Hop Canada.